Married at First Sight UK Canada bride Whitney reveals behind-the-scenes filming secrets. Married at First Sight bride Whitney Hughes has spoken candidly about the grueling process and how intense filming sessions took a toll. A Married at First Sight bride has revealed behind-the-scenes secrets and dramas of filming the hit. Whitney Hughes, who was in the center of an explosive marriage and recoupling last year, has spoken to Betway about her time on the show as she shares filming secrets, the drama between couples and why she had to film her wedding day twice. As well as sharing her thoughts on the current series, Whitney reveals why she doesn't regret recoupling with ex-Matt, the real reason her family didn't show up to her wedding day, and why they warned her against the relationship. Opening up on filming the series, the reality star also reveals why she would often fall asleep during crazily long filming sessions, plus her thoughts on the attention behind the cameras. The sees hopeful people walking down the aisle to say "I do" to a complete stranger. The newlyweds then have just weeks to navigate life as a married couple, with the help of experienced professionals and, of course, the other couples. Despite the fact everyone on the show is just looking for love, there have been some unforgettable fights, affairs and drama. One of the most explosive involving Devon-born Gemma Rose and her husband Matt, who left Gemma for Whitney and then went on to re-enter the show as a new couple. Married at First Sight shows the highs and lows of being in a committed relationship with someone, and they're not shy at showing some uncomfortable moments, but there is still a huge production that we don't get to see. From the weddings themselves to the honeymoons and the dinner parties, there's a lot that they don't share. Now, Whitney has opened up on filming secrets from her time on the hit reality series and why she does not regret anything about her time on the show. Speaking to Betway about her wedding, Whitney said, "I was really shocked by the words chosen by the officiant or priest during my wedding day. He was saying things like, 'I promise to love you.' That was a bit of a shock for me and I wasn't expecting that. But the rest of the process was kind of how I thought it would go. I wasn't disappointed. I had free rein in choosing the dress. You don't choose the location, but you get to choose flowers, little favors and things like that. You do get a lot of input, to be fair. I wasn't expecting that and thought they would handle everything. I even thought they would do my vows for me, which they did in the end. They did end up helping me because I just couldn't get it in my head. The idea of having to write these vows for a person I didn't even know and couldn't envision wasn't working for me. They were like, 'Whitney, we're short on time, so can you do your vows?' I think I ended up doing them 2 days before the ceremony. Someone wrote them for me and I actually amended them. I couldn't get it together in time." She did reveal that living with a complete stranger was a lot to deal with, and one of the hardest aspects of the show. She said, "I think the filming part was easy because you're friends with the team behind the camera. What was more of an adjustment was living with a guy who was an absolute stranger. That was the non-fun part, to be honest with you. It's like getting on the tube, meeting a random person, then you've got to live that with a random person. Duca slept in the front room, so I guess that was fine, but the apartments are small. That was my first time ever living with a guy. I've only ever been with a guy on holiday for 2 weeks, so that was the longest period. It's super intense. One thing that I found odd when filming was we did this thing called voxing, where you'll go to another room or location and discuss everything you've experienced, thinking or feeling. I was obviously living with Duca or Matt at the time, and you never know what they're saying. When they go off to do the voxing, it's like a guessing game for what that person is actually saying to the camera. Are they saying what's really happened or are they twisting things? I found that to be quite strange. Duca would be like, "Don't let them twist you," or "Don't let them put ideas in your head." She added, filming was quite long and the commitment ceremonies were crazily long. I used to fall asleep during them. There were couples who were having pumpkin spice and everything nice relationships, so there was no arguing happening when they were on the couch. The dinner parties were an all-day thing as well, but it wasn't as intense because you're chatting, having dinner and having a drink. That was okay, but it was more the commitment ceremonies. I dreaded those, to be honest. Obviously I was the naughty one, so I knew that I was going to be up last. I knew I was going to be told off, so it felt a little bit like being a naughty kid at school and you're waiting outside the headmaster's office. I was dreading it, which is probably why I was trying to sleep, to keep away from the craziness that was going to come my way. I think other couples, get so involved because you're in such an intense environment and living so closely together. Some people are just clever when it comes to these TV things. When storylines aren't going their way and they can see others are getting a lot more cameras on them, it benefits them to insert themselves into the situation. What you saw on screen was just a tiny snippet of how bad it was. The arguments were really, really bad. That tension and bad vibes carried through off-screen for sure. The everyday filming was nice, fine and fun. If I was with Duca, April, Kasia or Matt, that was fine and fun. The commitment ceremonies, dinner parties or a girl's day were hard because you knew you were going to be around people that had strong opinions of you. I just knew they were going to be coming for me constantly, so I did not look forward to those days. Thanks for watching these videos. Please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up.